Good day, everyone. I am John Simon Taxep Vidal, BE81C, one of the reporter of the Group 8. The topic that be given to us is the globalism and the state amid globalization. And our objective is internationalism versus globalism, the relevance of the state amid globalization. Before we proceed to our objectives, let us first further the globalism and the state amid globalization. We all know that globalization is the process of increased interconnectedness and interdependence among countries and people, driven by advances in technology, communication, and trade. While globalism, on the other hand, is a political and economic ideology that advocates for increased international cooperation and integration, often through international organization and agreements. The relationship between globalism and the state in the context of globalization can be complex. Globalization can challenge the traditional role of the states as their primary authority within its borders. States must adapt to the changing global landscape where issues like trade, climate change, and security often require international collaboration. Some argue that globalism can weaken the sovereignty of individual states, as this cedes some authority to international borders. Others see a globalism as a means to address global challenges more effectively. The balance between globalism and the state sovereignty is a topic of ongoing debate and can vary depending on a country's political and economic priorities. Internationalism and globalism are two different approaches to international relations and cooperations. Here is a brief explanation of each along with an example. Internationalism is a belief in the importance of cooperation and diplomacy between nations to address global issues and promote peace and stability. It emphasizes the role of sovereign nations working together while respecting each other's independence and territorial integrity. The example of internationalism is the United Nations, which is an international organization that exemplifies internationalism. Member states of the United Nations cooperate on various global issues such as peacekeeping, humanitarian aid, and human rights while maintaining their sovereignty. Globalism is more interconnected and interdependent worldview that envisions a world where national borders are less significant and global institutions and processes play a larger role in decision making. It often promotes the idea of borderless world and free movement of goods, people, and information. It is important to note that these concepts exist on a spectrum, and countries may adopt elements of both internationalism and globalism in their foreign policies based on their interests and values.
The relevance of the state amid globalization is a complex and evolving topic. Globalization refers to the increased interconnectedness of countries and societies through the flow of goods, services, information, and people across borders. Despite the challenges posed by globalization, the state remains a crucial actor in the international system for several reasons. In the context of government and political science, a state is a sovereignty political entity that has defined geographical borders, a permanent population, a government, and the capacity to enter into relation with other states. The key elements of a state are: the first is territory. The state has defined geographical area with recognized borders, which it exercises control over. A territory can be a defined area of land or water under the jurisdiction of a specific government or authority. For example, the state of California in the United States is a territory that includes various countries, cities, and geographical regions within its border. The second is population. A state consists of a permanent population of people who reside within its border. So, sabotable naman kaayo ang population no. Masabtan raman pero nako example nga rin. Example, the population of New York City, which includes all the people living within the city's boundaries. Napayusa ka example, the population of a school, which includes all the students and staff within the institution.
I am Charlotte Diobos. I am the one who report the government, sovereignty, and recognition. First is government. It has a system of governance and institutions that make and enforce laws and policies. This government can take various forms such as democracies, monarchies, republics, and authoritarian regimes. So, ang government it is the systems that can take the various forms such as democracies, monarchies, republics, or authoritarian regimes. Then, it also enforces laws and policies in the governance. For example, is the United States government, which consists of three branches. First is the executive branch. Executive branch led by the president, and the second is legislative branch made up the Senate and the House of the Representatives. Third is the judicial branch with the Supreme Court. These branches work together to create and enforce law, manage the country's affairs, and ensure a system of checks and balance. Second is sovereignty. What is sovereignty? Sovereignty is the state possesses sovereignty, which means it has the ultimate authority and control over its internal and external affairs. It is not subject to the control of any or other state or external authority. Ang sovereignty dahil kinades is the ultimate authority para makontrol ang internal o external affair. This is not a subject that can control of any other state or external authority. Sovereignty o DI is the highest authority within a specific territory. For example of sovereignty is the United States, where the U.S. government has the ultimate power to make and enforce laws within its borders without interference from external authorities.